Denied. That was the swift decision today from a parole board regarding 53-year-old Susan Smith getting out of jail for the murder of her two young sons, Michael and Alex. Thanks for sticking with us for the second half hour of Friends Today. I'm Andrea Mock. Want to get you caught up on this breaking news. Smith was convicted for murder for strapping those two young boys into their car seats back in 1994 and then driving her car into a lake in Union County, killing them, the lake you just saw there. She claimed she wasn't thinking straight that day, but former solicitor Tommy Pope and current solicitor of the 16th District, Kevin Brackett, both spoke at the hearing today, telling the board that Smith knew exactly what she was doing. And they also said the man she was having an affair with told her he didn't want children. And a week later, this is what happened. Both men say Smith has not shown remorse in her behavior in prison that includes infractions for drugs and for speaking to a documentary team. Here's what both of them had to say after the decision was made today to deny parole.
The sad thing is that every 2 years, as David said, the clock starts ticking. I mean, 30 years seems like it went like this, but the flip side is that this is a strong family. David has put it from the beginning that it's about Michael and Alex. And as long as I can draw breath and be here to support them, and I know the family feels the same, we'll be here.
If she were released, she would capitalize on this. She would attempt to monetize her fame. She does not need to be out of jail. She needs to stay in jail. These boys had 140 to 150 years of life ahead of them. She should stay there at least that long.
Well, again, the current solicitor speaking about the fact that she was just reprimanded in October behind bars for speaking to a documentary team, which is against South Carolina law. Former Solicitor Pope, though, said he spoke to jury members who thought a life sentence for Smith was actually better than the death penalty because this was a death penalty case back in 1995. But he said that the jurors told them they wanted Smith to think about what she had done to her two boys every day. So many people spoke against her release today. One of them, David Smith, the father of Michael and Alex. And Smith told the board he had a very hard time living and being able to live without his boys. He says Susan has never once told him that she was sorry for killing their children. He said he knows the law back in 1995 was 30 to life, but he says that is not nearly enough for the life of his two beloved boys.
And she made free choice that night to end their life. This wasn't a tragic mistake. It wasn't something that she didn't mean to do. She purposely meant to end their life. So I'm asking that you please deny her parole today. And hopefully in the future, but specifically today. Not let her out. I miss them very much. And I love them very much. And I will be here every 2 years going forward to ensure that your death doesn't go in vain.
Well, David got his request today again, and she was denied parole. He was commenting on the fact that since the law was different back in 1995, it was 30 to life, so she will be eligible for parole every 2 years. And David was remarried. You saw in that video, he's sitting next to his new wife, and they have a daughter together. And that daughter spoke at the hearing today on what it was like to grow up in a house without her older brothers.
Since I came after the fact, what I had stolen from me was two older brothers, the good and the bad of having older siblings. And I now try to use my life as a way to live for them. And growing up, I didn't quite understand it my whole life, but when I finally did, I felt like I had witnessed it, like I was there.
Well, for full coverage of today's hearing, you can go to the WLTX Plus app on Apple, Roku, and Fire Stick. Look for WLTX Plus. We also have more posted at WLTX.com.
And some big changes